Good morning, folks. Welcome back. This is Chris in the Northern Cape in South Africa. This story about Julius Malema's visa denial or rejection, however you choose to term it, is still getting legs. Of course, initially, Julius Malema was famously now denied a visa to travel to the United Kingdom, which seemed odd in and of itself. As a government official, as a member of parliament, those sort of visas are expedited, particularly amongst countries in the Commonwealth where high commissions are involved. They tend to expedite those things and get them done pretty quickly for members of government carrying an official passport. Of course, Malema's initial reaction is of course, to blame this on the UK trying to silence him because he's going to some conference at Cambridge. I doubt that's the case. The UK has never made an effort to muzzle Julius Malema, much to their detriment and to the Western world's detriment. The second claim by others is that it was racist, that they're trying to shut Julius Malema down. Utter nonsense. Good Lord. The UK is becoming browner by the minute. I don't think that Julius Malema going to a conference in Cambridge really has an impact on the thoughts and prayers of citizens of the United Kingdom. So what's really going on here? Well, interestingly enough, after this visa denial, UK High Commission here in South Africa issued an apology letter. This is highly unusual in the diplomatic community to do something like this. They sent an apology letter to the person who applied for his visa, a groveling apology letter from Anthony Phillipson. Now, I have confirmed in fact that Anthony Phillipson is the current High Commissioner to South Africa, so I suspect the letter may be real. I have no reason to doubt its authenticity. What I do doubt is the explanation in the letter. In the letter, the High Commissioner explains that the reason that Julius Malema's visa for a member of parliament, a government official traveling on official passport, was denied is because, well, a bank holiday. Now, make no mistake, the UK, while their bankers are fabulously wealthy and they turn trillions of dollars through their tills every time you turn around, they are the world's laziest bankers. They have more banking holidays than the Germans have holidays as a country. Seriously, every time you turn around, it's a banking holiday in the UK. That is beyond a weak excuse. I seriously doubt that a banking holiday is the reason that Julius Malema did not get a visa. So that brings us back to, why did he not get the visa? Well, that is an interesting point, interesting question. I sarcastically commented that Julius Malema did this to himself, and I suspect that still may be the case. What am I referring to? If you've watched my content, you'll notice that over a month ago, Julius Malema posted a Twitter tweet on X in which he threatened the life of President Donald Trump and Elon Musk. It's not a trivial statement. That's free speech, but that's not free speech. That's a crime. Now, he may not think it's a crime in South Africa, which, gee, I wonder if it is. I mean, if you shout the K word, that's a crime. You can sing kill certain groups of people. That's not a crime. So I'm confused on what a crime is when it comes to that speech. So perhaps that's not a crime in South Africa, and I suspect it's not. It's free speech. But when you threaten the life of the President of the United States, there are consequences. Is this a consequence? Has Julius Malema been blackballed from the Western world's diplomatic circles? I don't know. We won't know until we see what comes next. But what is interesting is the reaction of all parties involved. As I said, it seems highly unlikely that administrative error is the reason that Julius Malema did not get a visa to go to the United Kingdom. I mean, can you imagine? First off, if that's the case, I don't imagine that the High Commissioner will be in South Africa for much longer. But notice what unfolds here. If no one is fired, if nothing happens to the people in the High Commissioner in South Africa, then you'll know that this wasn't simply an administrative error, that this was likely an order from on high from London. When Ambassador Ruben Brigidi of the United States publicly called out South Africa's government over the Lady R incident here in South Africa, when a Russian ship docked at Simonstown Naval Base and unloaded cargo in the dark of night and uploaded cargo, and the South African government for months denied that and ignored the United States' polite diplomatic requests for 5 months, Ruben Brigidi made a public statement about the Lady R, claiming weapons or something like that had been loaded onto the ship in contravention of United States sanctions against that company. South Africa had no such sanctions, so they weren't obliged to adhere to it. But nonetheless, it could be very damaging to U.S.-South African relations because of the ongoing Ukraine-Russia war. Well, Ruben Brigidi wasn't fired. He wasn't recalled to Washington for consultations or for being chewed out or dressed down. He did exactly what Washington told him to do. So, has Anthony Phillipson and the High Commission in South Africa done exactly what London have told them to do? We don't know. We don't have that answer. but one certainly has to wonder. Again, folks, having served in the diplomatic world, in diplomatic communities, carrying an official passport as a member of the Department of Defense, and having carried a diplomatic passport working with the State Department and embassies all across Africa, I sit here and question, how in the world does this happen? I mean, I've gotten a visa to go in countries in Africa in less than 24 hours through embassies, even when there are holidays. It seems odd. So that leaves another question. What really happened here? If the UK didn't deny Julius Malema a visa because he's done something wrong or because he threatened President Trump's life, then what did happen here? Was the banking holiday? Perhaps. So this just brings us back to the EFF. Are they so stupid and lazy that they wait till a banking holiday to last minute file a visa application for a member of parliament to travel to the United Kingdom? That seems odd in and of itself. Or simply, frankly, flat out lazy and stupid. And maybe that's the answer here. Maybe there's nothing untoward. Maybe he wasn't denied. Maybe his visa just didn't get in time, and the banking holiday really was the reason that Julius Malema didn't get a visa to the UK. And that's why the UK issued a groveling apology. But then it's not the UK's fault. It's Julius's fault and his team. So whatever the case is here, this all comes back to Julius Malema, not to the UK, not to the United States, but Julius Malema. So it's Friday. Will we find out more in the story? Will it be a friends and family only Friday for Julius Malema and the economic freedom fighters? Time will tell. I'm not sure, folks, but I will tell you this much. If you want to travel abroad and it's a country that requires a visa, don't submit it at the last minute and then cry bigotry, racism, or being silenced. If you turned it in late, it's your fault, not the High Commission's. What say you, South Africa, Zanzi, world, if you're traveling? So maybe it's all just Juju's fault. Maybe that's the answer. But if I were Juju, I still wouldn't go on vacation in Spain, hit those beaches, because it's an extradition treaty country with the United States. And who knows? There might just be an arrest warrant with your name on it, JJ. Just saying. Never know. Cheers, folks.